Mr. Etheridge, will
Okay.
you lead us, please?
Keep Mito Allen, his family, they lost an aunt, and keep her in prayer. And another thing I've been praying for, the people in flood, that have been in flooding situations, because you can't say just Texas, because they've been hitting a lot of different locations. Keep them in your prayers too, in the moment of silence, okay? Thank you. Pledge to the American flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jerry. Board members, you have the minutes from our June 30th, 2025 open session minutes. Are there any changes needed to those minutes? If there are no changes, the chair entertains
I'll
a
make
motion
the
to
motion.
approve. Mr. Etheridge makes a motion.
Second.
Second by Ms. Ormsby. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? They are approved. Mr. Superintendent, are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Then we will go into our first order of business. Mr. Stephen King, that was quick, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good
Evening,
afternoon.
Chairman Satterfield, Dr. Fair, members of the board. So I just want to speak to you just a minute about the Mosley preliminary design of the L.J. Bell School that we selected and the grant application process. So today we had a virtual meeting with Mosley and their team. The application is not available yet. We had said it'd come out sometime in July. It's not available yet, and typically it's due sometime in September or October, but we don't have either of those definite dates yet. So when we met, we went through all the spaces that Mosley has identified for the new school: classrooms, offices, counselors, I mean, just all the things. And we made some modifications, added a few things, took a few things away. So that was just kind of their presentation today to start with that. So what they've come up with so far is about 71,000 square feet. Now, I think it'll increase some, but if you take that number times the $450 a square foot that they gave us in their presentation the last time, that's about $32 million. So, and that is taken in consideration. We still would remodel the auditorium and remodel the gym. So I think that was looking pretty promising. So the current design that we talked about today would allow for 50 additional students capacity over what L.J. Bell has currently. So that's basically 2 more classrooms, and that would give a core, what they call a core capacity of 600. Core, there's 532 students there now. So the core includes all the staff, custodial, teachers, principals, everybody in the building would be about 600 core capacity. So I thought that was good. That was one of the things that I mentioned. We would like to, if we're going to build a new building, have it a little bit larger than we need currently, and anticipating, future expansions, future growth. So for the purposes of the grant, Mosley will develop a schematic drawing, which is basically a floor plan, just a 2D floor plan of what we tell them we're needing and wanting. They'll place that on the site, and that'll be what they use in the application. So they'll also in the application process, we'll list deficiencies of the current school. Why we're wanting to replace this to start with. We'll tell them what we've done to prepare for this, the facility study. We've met and gone through the building, myself and the design professionals, identified the deficiencies and things. Just so basically, Mosley will help us build our case in the application process of why we feel like we need, why we should be awarded the grant to replace the school. So We have scheduled a work session with Mosley. That'll be Monday, the 28th, from 9 to 12:30. You should probably get a calendar invite for that.
Say that again, please.
Monday, the 28th, from 9 a.m. to 12:30. And then Tuesday, the 29th, from 1:30 to 3:30. So the Monday morning session will be a meeting with all the stakeholders that will be involved with this project. So that will be principals, curriculum, board members, community leaders, just everybody that would have a stake in this project. And this would be more of getting all these folks together and having an icebreaker. We talk out loud, we make discussions and listen. Mosley will listen to what we feel like our needs are. And then after that, Mosley said that they usually break that larger group. And that group, I think they said today, should typically be between 25 and 30 people. So they would take that core group and break it down into smaller groups. And the smaller groups would lay out the spaces, go through the list that we've identified. And they were talking about taking some little squares that are made to scale, and you place them on the in the building and just kind of get the flow and the layout. They said they would also provide some different design types, whether it's a school that's brick and it just looks classic, or are we anticipating a more modern look, glass and angled shaped roofs. And so they would give us some options with that to help us decide, okay, this is the direction we want to go. So after that morning session, Mosley's team will get together and take all the information that they've gathered from us during that morning session. They'll talk amongst themselves and prepare a presentation for the next day. So Tuesday afternoon will basically just be a presentation from Mosley saying, from what we've gathered and we've talked to you, this is what we feel like you need, this is what we're going to put in the grant application. So we'll get a chance to hear from them and provide minimal feedback at that time, because keep in mind they're just trying to get an idea of what we need, get something on paper so we can get the application. Once we are approved for the grant, then obviously we can circle back and get more into the weeds of things and really spend some time and provide input.
So Stephen, is all this work based on the assumption that the building's gonna be in the current location? Or did you say something about the location and
I did not. Previously, we did talk about that, and as Ms. Dennis Mosley said, that typically on a site where the building's at is the best spot for it. That's why they picked it originally.
That.
So,
but I thought they said they would do like a survey or something to help us determine if that was still correct.
Yeah, I'm sure that information, and I can make note of that to make sure they have that when they do have that meeting on Monday, to give us some options. Okay, we can do it here, or we can do it here. Give us some options, and that will be one thing that we will discuss with them.
Thanks. Excuse me for interrupting.
No, that's fine. And then, and I'm sure that leads into relocating the students, or are we keeping them on site? So, that's a decision at some point, we'll definitely have to make. Any questions?
I just have one point of clarification. The board will be invited. You are not required to be there for the exercise, but you, of course, would be invited to be a part of that if you wanted to be.
Have we reached out to county leaders as far as the county manager and potentially commissioners to get them involved in that? Or have we had any conversations with them to make sure the schedule's open?
So I think we today got it on the calendar.
Yeah.
And so now we're gonna take the next steps of deciding who the people will be to be invited, yeah.
Right.
If, will there be notes taken and we can see the notes? Just say we don't come on Monday morning, but we come Tuesday afternoon. Will we
Yeah.
see the notes from Monday?
I've participated in this process before, and as best I can remember, yes, you will have, if you just come on Tuesday afternoon to see sort of the final results, you'll have a pretty good idea of what was discussed and what came up in the group, the people who put the puzzle pieces together, yes.
Anybody have more questions?
Well, I was just wondering if it's really a good idea for us to come. Well, I mean, is it, or is it?
I
would
mean,
they-
I didn't hear your question.
I just wonder if it's a good idea for board members to come, do they?
yeah, I mean, I think either way is fine, honestly. The one thing that we all have to keep in mind about this exercise that's gonna happen in a couple of weeks or whatever, is that this is gonna be the preliminary thoughts on a design that will go in the application to show the people making the decision about who gets the grant and who doesn't, that this is, that they have an idea of what they wanna do. It is by no means the final plan. There will be lots and lots and lots of more design meetings when they start to design what will actually be the real floor plan. Now, you know, when I went through this process before in a different district, they ended up taking one of those, and that was where the architect started, was from this, but it still ended up being quite different than what that was.
Because it doesn't, even though it's a grant, it doesn't have to be the same
That's right.
You're not locked
architectural
into it.
design.
No.
You're not locked into it, that's correct. It's to get the grant going. Yeah, I'll be in town. So,
If you're available, I'd say it's a worthwhile exercise. Yeah. If nothing else, you get to hear what people are thinking about, you know, just like what they think the perfect location for a school cafeteria would be.
Stephen, now, you said something about, you know, architectural design or brick or whatever, new modernization. Is LJ Bell in the historic district in Rockingham?
Mm.
Sure.
Because I
there
know
must be.
Rockingham Middle School
I think
was,
it's-
Darryl, wasn't it?
It is,
I
yes,
think
sir.
So
it
we
is.
would have to have
Oh,
the
yeah.
historic
Yes,
That's correct. And that's
society or
something-
whatever be a
Yeah,
part of that.
that's right.
That's correct.
Okay.
They might need to come.
Mhm. Yeah.
I know it's not on the agenda, but I didn't know if you wanted some update on the ninth grade academy to the high school transition type stuff.
Sure, that'd be great.
So we started moving furniture a week or two ago. We've moved 19 rooms from ninth grade academy out to the high school so far. We've got about 6 more to move. James building this past week, we moved 3 rooms of EC pre-K to the ninth grade academy where they'll be set up. That'll give them opportunity to get their stuff organized before school starts. And then Christmas break, we're planning on moving the rest out of James building, if not before. We may move some before if possible. At the high school, they're currently moving some stuff within the building from room to room, just kind of as needed to suit the new needs of the new teachers coming in. And then in the end, there will be some items that will be taken away from the high school, either to surplus or they may be just no good. We may trash them or they'll go back to ninth grade academy. On Friday, I guess it'll be last Friday, the 11th, we did get the TCO for the new gym building, which is a temporary certificate of occupancy. And that just allowed us to be able to start moving some furniture in. We can't occupy the building, but it is a big step in moving towards the final. We did move 2 classrooms in the new, 2 classrooms from ninth grade academy into the new classrooms in the basement of the gym. We just got the furniture put in there. So the 2 Fridays ago, I guess it was now, we did the upper level walkthrough punch list with the architect and engineers. This coming Monday, we're planning to do the first level and the exterior, and then we'll go, it's called a back punch on the level 2. We'll go back and the items they say that they completed that are on our list, we'll just double check, make sure that's done. I did ask Muter today when they anticipated having the CO, which is when we can actually occupy the building. They didn't give me a firm date. They just said the 1st of August. You know, we're here at the 17th now, so that's just a couple weeks away. So hopefully that'll be, hopefully they'll carry through with that. And then the building dedication is set for Friday, August 15th at 9. I guess you got that invitation. So.
Steve, I got a question about the James building. Basically, and I'll do whatever the board wants to do, but we won't have anybody else in that James building come to start the school year. Is that correct?
No, unless we get everybody moved. The only ones we've moved out so far were the EC pre-K.
Okay.
So there's still, I guess, pre-K
All
and
the specialists are still gonna be in
specialist.
Well, we can't move them out. Because we're still, they're moving to the ninth grade academy, is that correct?
That's correct.
So that's not gonna be ready. So I'm just trying
Yeah,
to figure
yeah.
out how we can try to either offer it back to the county, like what we have to, or put it up for sale and get rid of it. Because the longer we keep it, the more insurance, the more everything we have.
Right now, we're really focusing heavily on trying to get everything out of ninth grade, get it over to the high school, get them up and running. I think that you'll be suitably happy when we finally get to that point. I would say by September, we'll have a really strong plan about what we're going to do.
With the James building, yeah, as long as we can get it, instead of kicking that can down the road, as I always say, just try to get it up for sale, or if the county don't want it, and get it off our records.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thanks, Steve.
Thank
Thank you for all your hard work. So board members, I need a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318-11A, 1, 3, and 6.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Baldwin, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Ormsby. Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are now in closed session.